It's important, I suppose, depending on the perspective that you have. For President Obama, for example, it's very important because he's running for re-election in a very difficult campaign, and it's being held in his hometown. So it's important that it be a success. For the United States, it's important to get some message from the Europeans that they're going to be making serious contributions to the alliance. For the Europeans, it's important to get the message from the summit that, in fact, the United States still is committed to the alliance. For all of the allies, it's important to come up with the plan for how the mission changes in Afghanistan, which has been the major preoccupation of the alliance in recent years. So there are a lot of different reasons why the summit is important. And the last one probably is that, I think from my point of view anyway, the summit will be taking some of the first steps into the alliance's future beyond Afghanistan, and the nature of those steps is very important, particularly in the area of how the alliance deals with the fact that we have very limited resources for the immediate future that will be available for defense, and the smart defense concept that will be one of the major themes at Chicago. How that comes out will determine part of the first steps to the future. The concept of smart defense, and some people working in the field in fact say, well, what we're really talking about is smarter defense, not wanting to believe that we've been doing dumb defense for all these years. The idea of smarter defense, as specified by NATO Secretary General Rasmussen, is to use limited resources effectively so that they match up capabilities with missions, and missions match up with threats. It involves things like countries trying to share responsibilities or to rely on other countries for some capabilities. It involves a lot of very difficult things to do, because actually the alliance has been trying to do this kind of smart defense for many decades. And it runs into problems about national sovereignty. Countries, even countries that are united in the European Union, don't necessarily want to rely on other European Union countries for their defense. So it's a very big challenge. I happen to think also that in terms of the future, it'll be important to do something that's probably not going to get done in Chicago, and that is to make the planning process more effectively inclusive of political and economic factors in addition to military factors. I think it's very important for the alliance to develop this idea of a comprehensive approach to security, in which the allies have the possibility of cooperating to try to prevent a dispute from becoming a conflict, from going violent, to deal with violent conflicts, to try to stop them when they happen, and then to deal with the period of developing peace and reconciliation afterwards. This takes much more political cooperation than just military cooperation, and the alliance has not been able to develop that capacity in the past. I think it will be more important to do so in the future. Of course, the United States would like to see lots of different kinds of European contributions to the alliance, and that is perhaps starting first and foremost with making sure that what national programs are developed are consistent with the missions that the allies have agreed to pursue in the NATO context. So making national planning consistent with NATO planning is very important. I think there's an understanding in the United States that European countries will not have the resources in the coming years to make dramatic increases in capabilities, and so what the United States will want from European countries is to make sure that what they're doing is putting money into capabilities that are needed and concentrating on those capabilities and not wasting money. This is a challenge faced by all small countries in NATO, and obviously one of the answers has been that each country has special capabilities or can develop special capabilities that are known sometimes as niche capabilities. And this is one thing that the Czech Republic obviously has to be concerned about. It obviously has, over the years, already established itself as a country that provides special capabilities in terms of chemical and biological munitions, and that's something that should continue. It's something that Czech Republic is known for. There may be other niche capabilities that Czech Republic can develop and become known for as well. But I think the most important thing for a small country is to make sure that it does look at what it's spending its money on and making sure that it's consistent with the plans that are agreed inside the alliance and what are capable, what will contribute most effectively to the alliance mission and to defense.